Hey guys, it's your boy Pat. Welcome back to the next episode of the Hollow Down Cigar Lounge. Got two of our homies over here. Got Ron and Chad. What's up, gents?
What's up,
What's
guys?
going on, fellas?
And we are bringing Candela number dos onto the show today. And I don't think either one of us have had this. Well, I know neither one of us have had this because of how we're doing this. So we're going to talk about a cool one today. At least I hope it's going to be a cool one. This is the Mean Green Candela from Steel City Cigar. And it looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing
It's got
else,
a nice pigtail on it, too. Beautiful pigtail.
Pigtail. It's got, it kind of reminds me of the, I know this isn't what it is, but it kind of reminds me of like the Mucinex guy.
Yeah.
It does
Right?
kind of look like him, actually.
It's just, I don't know. I didn't think to ask where the inspiration came, but
That's funny.
these came and are blended by Tony Rawlings from Steel City Cigar that y'all have seen on the show a couple times, and he did us a solid and sponsored our last CFW drive as well. So we figured after we smoked the only not Lancero, but the only Candela we've done on the show was Apostate's Feathered Serpent. Felt appropriate to bring on another Candela, which is something we don't do often, but figured we'd branch out a little bit.
Yeah, give it a try.
Yeah.
Give it a try.
Well, I was pleasantly surprised with the feathered serpent, so hopefully it'll be the same thing with this.
I do like the fact that it's on a personal preference. It's got that sweeter grass note instead of the like weird hay that some of the Candelas tend to get.
Yeah, did you guys happen to smell this before you lit it up?
That's what it's doing now.
The wrapper has a really nice floral. It's floral, too.
Very floral.
Some of the Candelas I've got, one of my turnoffs is that they kind of have that weird, like, burnt grass smell to me. And it's a first good note for me because I'm not. This is a good sweet, so hopefully that'll carry over.
Yeah, the thing about these beautiful pigtails that what I hate is cutting them off.
I know,
man.
They're so pretty. Like, I think that's one of the coolest features they put on cigars is those little pigtails.
It's like the worst thing about having to, to smoke this is what I just had to do, and that's get rid of it. It's like
better
where
like when
to go?
you're cutting the tip off an LBMF or one of those, with the cool little fans.
Because somebody put some work into making that nice and tight and pretty at the end, and you're just chopping it off, Well, let's see what she does. I will say this real quick. So as far as the blend and construction on this one, the wrapper is obviously that Candela. The binder is a Dominican Habano, and it has various Dominican leaves inside. So this is all Dominican tobacco, if my information is correct.
Does it tell you specifically what the wrapper, or I mean, obviously not the exterior, but like the binder is there? You can see it's a darker color when you're looking at it after you cut through it.
As far as the binder, all I've
it doesn't say what it is.
It's a Dominican Habano, but I don't know beyond that. So I can say it's Habano, but that's all I got.
Habano's a good start.
Yep.
Those notes should mix well because usually Habanos are sweet and spicy, and mix that with this, it might be good. What's your first impression, Ryan?
So my first impression is very, very sweet on the grassy note. It's not like your traditional Candela that was. It's good to. It's a good taste on it. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's got a coffee right off the start with it, and I think that helps take away that little bit of bitterness. But it's very smooth on the retro too, like very inviting.
I like it. I think for me, it's like that fresh cut grass smell. It's not that. Like I think that's what you're saying. It's a little.
Yeah,
it's more sweet and subtle, which is good.
I agree with Ryan on the coffee note. I did not expect that. It's not like super dark espresso type coffee, but it's in there.
It's in there, yeah, absolutely.
Did not expect that.
Just ask Dr. Pallet. I knew I tasted something other than grass.
That's a lot of freaking smoke, dude. That's fantastic.
Yeah, is this size actually a Lonsdale? Is that what the format is?
Let me see if because I did ask.
Or maybe he called it Corona Gorda.
Hold on.
The 42 ring gauge, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you guess, Ryan?
Yeah, Corona Gorda would be what I would think it would be.
I know he told me, and I meant to check before we started talking, and I'm forgetting, so let me double check here. Well, I think I asked him. I'm sorry. Let's see. Maybe I didn't. Maybe that's just the blend info. Maybe that's my fault.
That's no worry. Like last time he was on, he was talking about these particular cigars, and he had just released them, right?
Yeah, he had just kind of pushed them out when he was on.
So that's been a good. That was in the fall.
Yeah, that was
3 or 4 months now, probably.
Man, when did we? That was August. Yeah, because that's when we brought him on and did the Dirty Berg.
Wow, it seems like it was
a lot sooner.
Not as far. Yeah, not as far away. That's been 6 months. Felt like 3. But he was telling us all about it, like when he set these up, and he had like an opening shindig at a brick and mortar, and they sold out like immediately, which I can understand. He has a good line.
He does.
It's got a nice cedar note to it too. I'm pulling out. I don't know if that is. I'm pairing mine with the Sunkiss, so I get like that orange creaminess with it. So that might be what's pulling that cedar out, but
could.
It's pairing very well with the cigar. I will say that.
Now that's strange. That orange cream
here,
right? That's what I've got.
I've got both Sunkist and Fanta, the orange soda. I have paired that often with a cigar. Not as often as like Dr. Pepper, mind you, but
yeah. Well, I think
it is that citrus note that probably works and kind of comes out with it.
I don't mind that with like a Connecticut type cigar, but with a cigar like this or a real dark cigar, I don't want an orange. lemon maybe, but not orange. Orange is weird.
Yeah.
So I just did the first retro. You know, I usually don't do it right away. Ryan, you may have to help because it's like I expected it to be a little bit more spicy, and there's a spice there, but it's not an intense
white pepper is what I'm getting. White pepper
because it wasn't like a harsh, intense spice, but it's just fleeting.
It's very subtle. Like I'm not sure that. I mean, white pepper is definitely a good analogy for that, for sure.
Like it's there, but the flavor's there. It's just not overdone, overstrong.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's the term or if that's correct. It's the term I use when I'm comparing it to like black pepper, or it's just a little softer to me, like that white pepper. Whether I'm using it right or not, that's what I call it. white pepper.
Anytime my brain correlates where the like pepper is brighter and it's not like a harsh red. You know, I use kind of the same terminology.
Yeah.
I like it though.
That bacon spice, it could be like a cinnamon too. You know how the cinnamon's got that little bitterness taste to it? It could be something like that too. Instead of like your bacon spice that's rich, it could be more of a drier that you're tasting.
That very well could be.
This is another one of those cigars that I think you could sit here and smoke it for a minute and forget you were smoking a Candela.
Oh, absolutely. Besides looking at it, you know what I mean?
Yes. Right.
I keep seeing it on the screen. Other than that, my mouth doesn't tell me this is Candela.
Yeah, even your lip.
Like, even taking a puff, like, what are we smoking? Oh, that thing.
I remember now.
Well, first impressions are good. By all means.
I mean, the burn construction is, it's on point.
Yeah, mine's razor sharp.
Yeah.
I lit it once and just
I haven't
taken off and it's on its own. I asked because I didn't want to drop it in my pants.
I'm probably about to, so I don't drop it on this keyboard. But man, this is I know we're lingering on the first impressions, but that's a good thing because it means we're wanting to bring up these notes, and that's.
I think it was a really complex mixture of things, and that's why we're still stuck on it. And for me, the profile hasn't changed. It's still staying, and it's kind of a complex. It's like a gumbo of sorts in the cigar world. You've got some things that normally don't go together. Is why I think we're struggling.
Right. I mean, these are you're right. Things that don't normally go together. I mean, you've got the subtle coffee, you've got that, that spice point, but yet you still got a little bit of the cedar and citrus, even without me not smoking anything. So Ryan, you probably get your orange creaminess from your pairing, but there's still a touch of like a citrus note.
Okay.
As well. Like even it not being as pronounced as what you're pulling with your pairing, it's still kind of a hint of it there. On top of the expected sweet grass from the Candela. And that sort of stuff doesn't normally make sense coming through on a Candela all at the same time. And I usually only get, 3, sometimes 4 things at once. But it's complex in a way. I think Chad's right on the nail there. It's complex in a way that shouldn't be joining together expectedly.
Yeah.
An odd mixture.
So with this blend, does he do anything different with the leaves on the inside when he was binding them or anything, or you don't know?
I don't know.
No. I don't remember him talking about that at all. Do you know what the other were there 4 cigars that were released then at that time?
Yes, so that I do know. So you have he had his original 4 core line, that's all the black and yellow Pittsburgh themed. And then this was the second set of 4, and all of these have a unique band, so they're not in the black and yellow lineup. So you have the Cream de la Cream, which we released on our New Year show. You have Mean Green, which is the one we're smoking now. And the Cream de la Cream had the Habano wrapper, had a mix of various Dominican. Mean Green here again. There is one that's more of a Salomon, if I'm not mistaken. That's named Joe's Garage, named after a friend of his, Joe. That's a San Andres wrapper.
Mm.
And then, if I'm pronouncing this correctly, the Yavelsis, I may have to get him to school me on that. That's a San Andreas wrapper as well. A different blend on the inside. And we're going to bring both of those two on the show and smoke them as well. We decided to do all of these since he sent them to us to be solid and let us try them. We figured we all kind of split them up to do blind smokes on the show. So we'll bring those on as well. But yeah, all four of these have the different banding style to pull that uniqueness out on the visuals. Because they're still part of his core lineup, but they're different line, I guess, if I'd use that word appropriately, than his Pittsburgh-based.
Nice. Is he branding them differently, or are they still Steel City cigars?
They're still Steel City. They just have, so it's not. He's not necessarily creating like a sub brand. They're still
Steel City. Just like a new line inside of Steel City,
right? So he'll still have his, Pittsburgh-based core line, and then all of these have like a unique naming point, but they're still within the Steel City.
So mine is definitely settling into some leather and like chalkiness.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit more chocolate, or coffee's turning into something like a little sweeter for me. Yeah, how's the shed? How's the shed? Has there anything been done to it since last time, or
we've been at a hold still. I've been standing.
Are we done? Or are
we're not done? No,
on hold.
Yeah, it's on hold. We've had other stuff in the family and kids and sports have taken my time.
I get it, man.
He just got tired of the shed updates. He's like, I'm so sick of this crap.
No, not at all. Not at all. I want to get back in here. This time of the winter, I got the wood stove and I come out here and have my cigars, but it's like, man, I need to get back out here again.
Right.
So, but.
Well, it'll be nicer in the summer. You can just kick the doors open and work and not have to worry about it being cold. And
yeah.
Or too hot or whatever. Turn that wood stove on and you get working in there. I bet you're going to sweat in about 7 minutes.
Right.
I know. I finally, I'm not in it yet. I finally threw up, got the structure built for the shed out there. It's nothing as cool as Ryan's because I didn't have the time and to do what he did, but mine's just the boring metal. But it'll be cool on the inside once it's done.
Yeah, awesome.
It won't be boring. It's going to be
It won't be boring. I'll end up moving the setup out there, and I'm going to do something on the back wall. But my update is not going to be cool as Justin's. The whole wood theme. Not Justin, Ryan. Sorry, bro.
I was like, Justin's working.
I just combined two thoughts at once because I was talking to Justin about this, and I was about to segue into that, and I let my mind jump too far ahead. But it won't be as cool as Ryan's update with the wood themes and everything he got to do.
Well, I was about that cool sign back there.
Yeah.
Oh, that sign is still dope, dude.
That's all props to my brother, man, Justin. Shout out to him. He designed it and had it made. The thing is sweet.
Yeah. And what I was about to say is that I was talking to not your brother Justin, but Show Justin about the shed recently, and different things I'm going to have once I get the setup out there, instead of the backdrop. I'll still probably keep the backdrop in case I'd ever do like a portable show or something like that, but I'm going to do something on that back wall in there so I have a more permanent kind of backdrop. I just don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I got a few ideas. I've thrown a couple to Chad, but I don't know which way I'm going to lean yet.
Nice.
The sign will still be there. I know that.
Yeah, you got to keep the sign. That's like a staple.
You have a little lemony note too right now. I don't know if you guys are catching any of that, but
there's.
I don't know if maybe that's not right, but it's something. Lemongrass, lemon.
So I mentioned like there was this, to me, like this citrusy. Like I don't want to necessarily say it's like a strong orange or strong lemon, but there's something of a citrus fruity tingle.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in the ballpark with you.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't pinpoint it as specifically. I don't think.
Lemon's easy, so I usually go to that first.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably why.
You drink a lot of lemonade too, so
I do too. And most of the stuff, yeah, like to your point,
yep,
when I'm having a cigar, I usually have a lemon drink
Little
paired with it.
Pellegrino.
yep.
Yep. So that helps. It actually helps, like you said, to pull flavors out too when you have that flavor in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Man, we may end up having a.
It's
Today,
almost the
there's
exact same color as my sweatshirt.
It is. I almost said
It's
that
pretty
earlier.
close. It's pretty
Matching.
close.
There's only 2 Candelas. I used to have none. There's only 2 Candelas prior to this that I would say I would, purposely go smoke. Obviously, Apostate's Feathered Serpent kind of jumped in there pretty hard. The other is Jake White's Lucid Interval.
Mhm.
And if this doesn't give us a bad turn, I may be adding this one to the list because it's like when Dunbarton did that Lancero collection, the GFY collection, and a lot of us liked that Candela, but it was because Steve Stocka hates. I know, Chad, you had a different opinion, but it's like Steve Stocka hates Candela, so he tried to make a Candela that didn't smoke like a Candela, which is probably why I liked it. But
Yeah, Kevin's comment was he washed all the flavor out of it or something
Right.
something like that. Like he aged it out so much it's just flavorless is how he feels.
But there was notes to it that I enjoyed, but that's because I'm usually not big on Candelas. And this one, like, it doesn't have that bitter note that obviously we've said that, but I like that it's blended in a way that it's not, the flavor isn't blended out. There's just different flavors that have been brought into it with the various, whatever he did on the various blending, it brought those other things back into it.
Yeah. The other flavors on the front instead of being hidden behind the Candela.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
And
It
I
makes
like
it
that.
enjoyable, though. I like it. I do.
It does. It is reminiscent of the Feathered Serpent in the way that I think that they're, because what did they say they used for their binder?
I can tell you real quick.
Oh, because Kendrick told me, and I remembered, and I told him on the show, but now I can't remember it.
Let's see. Dominican Corojo Candela wrapper. Oh, that's right.
Mexican San Andreas. It's Mexican San Andreas.
Yep.
So what did you say? This was the Habano?
Yeah, this is Dominican Habano.
Yeah. Some similarities, though, in the mix of the two, I think, flavor-wise.
And, both using various Dominican fillers, which, for obvious reasons, almost nobody goes super specific on the filler. They'll tell you generalities because, you don't want people stealing your...
Yep.
Sometimes you'll get a categorical, but they're not going to usually go so far to tell you what Viso, Ligero, Seco, whatever. But that's a business move there. But they both have various Dominican fillers. But yeah, it's that San Andreas on the Feathered Serpent, the Dominican Habano on this one.
I am getting some of that chalky smoke now too, Ryan, that you were talking about.
Yeah.
Smoke output on this thing is fantastic, especially
for a small ring gauge.
For a small ring gauge, which that like Lonsdale-ish. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't.
It's a Corona Gold or a Lonsdale.
It's in that ballpark. It's one of the two. Yeah.
Some variant of it.
I mean, it's comfortable to hold. That's for sure.
That's what she said.
I was waiting on it.
There you go, Justin.
Oh, can't let our boy down, even when he's not here. Oh, man.
He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. Every time we talk trash, he's here in spirit.
Yeah. It's funny. I can't get that out of my head. It's going to stomp out your cold.
I don't know why. It's just... And I'm sure. Well, I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is just a character portrayal that he, came up with, or one of his friends came up with, but I don't know why. That's what I think about. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, well, the cigar is good. That's all that
The
matters.
cigar is good, and I mean I like the band. I don't know. I just think it's fun, but I do like the cigar.
Yeah, I what I wish it had was a little more chocolatey uh, note to it. That's
Yeah.
the one thing I think I really enjoy about Feathered Serpent is you get that coffee and dark coffee and chocolate throughout
Right.
with the grass. This is different, but it's not bad. It's just different.
It's just different, and I that I'm going to use the word cinnamon for correlation. It's I'm not 100% sure if I want to say that it's pure cinnamon, but that extra spice to me is gradually ramping up. I'm not getting. I got like a fleeting note of something leathery for a minute, and then it kind of disappeared for me. I'm getting, but I like the cinnamon ballpark because it does have that kind of sweet tingle in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's not cinnamon, it's something in that nature.
Yeah.
Because it's lingering on my tongue just a little bit, and it's pleasant. You know what I can tell you though is how I know that we are actually interested in this cigar. Is we're 20 plus minutes into smoking this, and we're still talking about the cigar, and we haven't segued into anything. You
Like I
got
said,
times
I
where
think
I'm
it's for me, it's just confusing. So my brain is still working on the puzzle.
right.
Just
I mean,
honestly, I'm just like,
we
taking
got
it in.
times we come in here, smoke a cigar, and we get past the intro, and in the back of our heads, we're like, we got to see if this is going to come back to something. So we start talking, and we're
Did you
very
talk to Tony more about going to NFG or trying
uh
to?
we talked
He's
about it,
he's from there,
and
right? I mean, he's in Texas.
we did talk about it, and I remember he said he was going to look into it, and then I did not follow up on him. So
Yeah, that would be cool.
and if technology goes the way it's planned, we're shooting this right before NFG, and it will air right after. So maybe we'll have an update by the time this shows. I can say if he was there or not, but I do not remember what we talked about. I can't lie.
And now we just have to get Ryan to commit to coming down. Can you pull it off, Ryan?
When is that?
March 14th,
March.
which is a Saturday. It's the event is Saturday. It's noon to 6. It's a hard, fast, and heavy event, but it's vendor special. That's where all those like special blends that me and Justin have sent to you and Chad variously. That's where a lot of them come from because you have to have something unique at that event. Whether it's a special sampler or most of the brands there do like a one-time release, something different. Like Terrence's, devil wears khaki pants with, the devil with khaki shorts. Like you got something specific that is only sold for NFG.
That's how Toasted Marshmallow came about, right?
So
Was
it
the
wasn't.
inception that, or was it? Did they make it for something else?
So I can't remember directly if it was the total blend, but I know that there's like a Cazadores size, like the short ones. I know that he brought for NFG, but I want to say, could be mistaken here, but I want to say that the blend was already used, but that shorter pack size in that case was
Yep.
an NFG.
Yeah, everybody has like little event sticks or whatever. Last year, Espinosa had those little penguins. They were like a mini Murcielago.
Yeah, it's Murcielago Penguin. Um, Rockefeller has had a couple different versions of Smolder Jaw, which is like a Panatella Lancero type. It's pretty good. Ezra Zion always has
Something
something
cool.
cool. They've had a couple variations of Elysian Field the last couple years. Black Star Line has his event sticks, and what we learned when he came on the show is the NFG 25 is what turned into his new cigar, the Meadowwood MLK. He knew that's what it was probably going to become. He just couldn't tell everybody that yet. So turned out that we got a pre-disposal to that. But yeah, there's always some cool stuff, and it turns out you get there a couple hours early. We're all hanging out in lawn chairs outside. Enters, you get your bag and your swag, and then you go around and you get a chance to buy whatever you want. So you're walking around talking to all the vendors, get what you want. And then after that, it's pretty much a hang out, smoke with your friends day for a few hours. There's they always cook some food on site that's included, so you get whatever that is. And then there's some sort of raffle and oftentimes a roast at the end. As we clarify with Chad, it's not a pot roast; it's a comedy roast.
There's so if we work it out right, Ryan, and you show up on Friday night like I'm going to, Justin will come pick us up from the airport. I was like, I'm going to get an Uber. And he goes, no. He goes, I'm driving you. I'm like, all right. So you just got to show up at the airport around the same time I do. We can hang out, wait for each other. He'll pick us all up at one time. He'll drive us to our hotel. He'll drive us to the event, drive us back to the airport. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Having our own Uber.
There you go. I'll definitely look into it. See what the schedule is.
I'm going to fly down probably Thursday night, maybe, or Friday during the day. Probably Friday during the day, and then just stay the night, and then I'll probably fly home Sunday.
Yeah, the what is it?
Be a quick trip, or like maybe 80, Monday if it's cheaper.
Like 80. The event itself is like $85 because you're not. What they do different is stuff like the Great Smoke. Right, you have a higher price point on the ticket, but you've got all these cigars that are pre-included. Well, NFG, the price is less. You're paying for the cost of the food and the setup. You're getting a small selection of cigars included, but the rest of the ticket is access for you to pick what you want to buy out of all those. So pretty much a lot of them will do like 5-packs of these blends, and you go and pick what you want to buy. You'll have a card, and all these guys will have labels, and you'll pick it. And then once you're done, you go inside and they scan all those labels and you buy it and you go back and pick them up. So you get to choose what you want to get. And I've had years I spent little, and then had years like Ellen did last year, and she spent way too hella much, and it's probably gonna take me a couple of years to smoke through some of that stuff. But probably not. That's an exaggeration.
Smoke more. You smoke 3 or 4 or 5 a day. I mean, it shouldn't take you that long at 1,500 sticks a year.
Dude, I'm still finishing up a couple scragglers from NFG 24. They're just about run, but I was like, well, there's a couple things I got extra of, but I do. My average is, 3 or. We talked about that on the show. I think that where my box press shows my average is 3, but there's a bunch of stuff that you don't put in there, like test blends and a lot of the club cigars that don't really have a name. So my average is probably realistically like 4 a day throughout the course of the year.
Yeah, I'm probably running a little less than that now. I've been lately with it being so cold. It's been like 2. I don't want to come out to the tent. It's been bitter cold here.
Yeah,
it warmed up today. It's warmer. Is it warmer where you're at too, Ryan?
Yeah, it's like
today it warmed up.
Yeah, I'm also coming back from upstate New York, so it was super cold up there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
how far up?
We were in Lake George.
Where is that? Almost Canada?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
I don't know that one.
Close to like Vermont, that area. More
Cold,
east.
cold.
Yeah. Yeah, we had about 1.5 to 2 foot of snow. So, but it was good. It was a good time for the family to get away. Just start a bonfire outside, just keep that thing roaring, and just have cigars around the bonfire and get in the hot tub and have some in the hot tub. You know, you got ways around it when it's cold.
Yeah.
I have debated
I've set
strongly on
mine
putting.
too and smoke.
I'll say I don't have one, but we have strongly debated on putting a hot tub in the backyard, and that was literally my argument was, man, I could be comfortable outside smoking a cigar in the winter in the hot tub.
Yep.
In the winter. Wait, what's the winter?
Well,
I don't want to
my
hear
winter,
about how you
My
need a
winter.
hot tub for the winter.
not your winter. I got
Dude,
nothing
I would
on
go
your winter.
outside in shorts and smoke a cigar in your winter.
Yeah, you would. Like this winter has been nothing because, you know, our winter down here is strictly because, you know, we're on the lower half of the jet stream as it splits the U.S., right? So this concept, it affects you a little, but our winter is almost solely driven by hurricane season and how it pulls the fronts through. And not a single hurricane hit landfall this year for the first time in, I don't know, like a decade.
Yep.
And so it did not pull the jet stream down like it normally does.
Yeah.
So the cold line stayed farther north. So I mean, we had, you know, days here and there like it would drop to 20 for like 12 hours and then it's right back up in the 60s, 70s, like these little flutter fronts, right? But those hurricanes, when they hit land and all those pressures compact, is what pulls that down, and that's what gives us a cold winter. And since it never pulled it down, it's like Florida and Carolina scared everybody away. They came in and they just all peeled east. So the hard cold front we normally get just didn't happen.
Yeah, it stayed north because it's been cold early this year.
Yeah, it definitely stayed north. Because I feel like y'all got like some early. I mean, you get snow and ice and cold.
No,
anyway,
you're right.
Though.
It's usually we're waiting until Christmas. Like Christmas time, we're hoping for snow.
Yep.
And then we usually get some, and then it just keeps snowing from then on to February, right? But we got snow way early this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 3 weeks at least.
I was about to say, I know you had them like, because I was on vacation.
We didn't snow first week
Like
of
the
December.
second, I was going to say, it was like the end of the first week, into the second week of December, and we were already messaging about the winter and the cold snaps that you were getting.
And that's when we had the big snow come through, Ryan. You got it too. It was like we must have got 8 inches in one night. And I think you guys got something similar or maybe more up where you're at. But that was early December. That was the first week of December, it seems like, or pretty close.
Yeah, because we got to New Orleans on the 6th, and I think I was messaging y'all, and it was either the day it was either that day or like the first day on the ship. I was just checking in, and y'all were talking about the snow, and that's because I met somebody on the Norwegian ship in the cigar lounge that was from Michigan.
Oh,
I met a lot of people from Michigan on that ship actually, and they were talking about that they were glad they're on the ship because their friends back home were talking about y'all snow.
dealing with this crap, yeah, no kidding.
Like I don't know, it was kind of became a trend because, you know, meet these people and say where you're from, and every time somebody's like from Michigan, it's like, oh yeah, I got a buddy from Michigan. They're like, have you checked in on him yet? It's like,
yeah, we got all that snow, and then I was like, it all melted. Like, I don't know, probably like yours did too. A couple weeks later, it got warm, melted, and then I was like, is it going to snow for Christmas? And then finally it snowed, I don't know, 2-3 days before Christmas, it started snowing again. So nothing worse than having Christmas with no snow, especially when you live where we do.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to a slight cigar update. As we know, Candela can have a tendency to be a little thinner and brittle. I made it halfway through the cigar. I just did the most minor baby of a touch up because I had the very first sign of a very subtle crack, and it was not enough to deter it, just enough that the side of the leaf was burning different. That's the only hit I've got.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, and it split.
No, that was it. That was the entirety of it.
Is that where you thought it was going, Ryan? I thought
I
you
did.
were
I was waiting for
and
it
it
to
split.
Nope. I saw it and I let it sit for a minute because I was kind of expecting it to, and it didn't run. It just kind of had its flutter, and then it stopped, and it just all I did was bring it back, and it was fine.
For me, the profile's not changing a whole lot.
No.
The first inch, I got like a whole bunch of shock and awe, and then it went into that chalk, and it's pretty much staying right there. Which it's not bad. It's just it's been pretty linear for the most part.
Yeah, and we've kind of learned. Sometimes Tony will blend in like a surprise,
Right.
like
Yeah,
the
there still
shock,
could be one in store.
and there
Yep.
could be one like the Cream de la Cream. We had that shock, but then we've got some others that don't necessarily have a hard transition, but in some cases we haven't wanted it because the profile was just that great.
And what was the
And
big what was the surprise on that cigar? I remember that too, because we were both
it
like,
was
what the heck? What just happened?
wasn't it like a
I don't remember. Now you're gonna have to go back and watch the episode.
well, let's see here. Because I think we put that in the review. If I'm
Pat's
not
just got the
mistaken.
screen on me. I'll do some smoke rings.
Do it. All right, so this was what we said on the Cream de la Cream. Said, although the appearance is very veiny, the construction was solid with an almost perfect burn. The weight of the cigar felt heavy. Remember that. But it was pleasantly rolled very well, not overpacked. The initial aroma was similar to honeysuckle, while the flavors of the first half were cedar with a white pepper retro. The second half ramped up on spice before tapering back down. I think it was that spice because we were getting a lot of the honeysuckle cedar.
Mild, sweet. Yeah, I do
And
remember
you
that.
had started to begin talking about how there wasn't a transition.
Yeah, I remember
And
that
it
too.
was just like a guillotine's
Right.
spice.
Somebody threw a chili pepper right in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad, but it was actually good. It was cool. It was
I
a good
think the
transition.
word that you used was shocking because there was no gradual. It was just like instant transition, which was fun. It was just we didn't expect it because we'd smoked just enough of it. We were like, okay, maybe it's just going to be this is what it is the whole time through, and then we were all surprised, and it hit us all slightly different, but very close to the same point.
Is that done by just dropping like a single piece of a certain leaf in?
Yeah,
It can
at
be
a certain point in the cigar each time. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. I'm just
like I've watched some videos, and there's some various ways to do it, but like when you're doing your bunching, depending on the blend, sometimes like if I can't remember if it's in that Davidoff video or not, but one of the videos like where you see them bunching, like you'll have whatever your combustion filler is that's keeping everything consistent, and then they're doing the fill by weight just out of practice, and you'll see sometimes they'll put the whole thing and then they may grab piece, break it off, put it in this part, and then farther down they're breaking off different pieces. But I've seen some where like they'll actually have like 2 or 3 different fillers depending on maybe they're doing Seco in this version and then they're pulling a Viso in here, and so they'll be grabbing from these separate piles, and instead of it being like a long leaf, you'll see them grab it, break it in half, and then put that on this half, and then grab from the other pile.
Yeah.
And then there'll be like a slight overlay, so there's that transition between the two, so your overall filler binder stay the same, and then you start getting that extra ingredient change on the inside. So there's a few ways to do it, but you could literally have where that extra filler leaf is in the first half versus the second half being a different one. It's very, very possible.
yeah.
I did get a slight little.
I'm just getting something too right now. What are you getting?
Well, right now it's smacking me in the face with leather. I mean, it is so heavy on the leather for me on this back third.
I'm gonna cut mine again. Just a tip.
Just the tip.
Just
Nothing wrong with just a tip.
Let's see.
I'm giving that other corner a little bump. It's the same corner. I'm just keeping it level since I know what it's doing now.
I haven't had to touch mine. Mine's been. It's not razor sharp anymore, but it's burning along on its own just fine. I'm not gonna mess with it.
I got a tiny little split in mine. I don't know if that's from the heat or what, but it's just a tiny little one.
I'm going to pull you up because I want to see if that's pretty much what.
Where are we at?
Show that again? Yeah, so that's about. I didn't show it, but that's about all I had, and I thought
it's just a little tiny one, but it might just be from the heat too.
Is it a split or is it where it's unraveled right there where it's burning?
No, it's got a little hairline.
It's a crack.
Yeah, like it's a crack. But just on the candela, it's just on the outside. So,
and that's almost exact. Mine was just hair longer, and I thought it was gonna continue cracking. That's what I was alluding to, but it didn't. It kind of stayed like that. It was just a little hairline.
But definitely getting that grassy taste back with the leather though on this back third. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it's a good combination.
How far along are you? You're about the same, I think.
Yeah,
pretty close.
Pulled the label right off. I mean, no issues.
Actually, I might be a little farther, or you might be a little farther than I am. Or it's close, but the chalkiness has kind of backed off on me too.
Yep.
Starting to reside.
I haven't had an issue with any of his bands yet, so I haven't asked him if he's got somebody put them on by hand or if they're doing it when they're packaging, but so far the ones that we've had have been solid.
I will say when I went to take this cigar out of the cello, it was actually like tight on the cello, like it almost had expanded after it was packaged. I don't know if you guys had the same.
Yep,
I did too because I was afraid of pinching the pigtail off.
Yeah, I wanted to save it for the show, so I was pushing, pulling, and then trying to get it out the bottom so I could pull the bottom out because I didn't want to break the pigtail.
And I'll
same thing for you, Ryan. Did you?
Yeah,
you had the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't want to break the pigtail, so I was trying to push it down through.
Yep. But it's with it being a thin candela, it's common, kind of like a Connecticut shade, where you don't need much overage on glue, and it's gonna rip that thing off.
Yep.
So
Or
I'm very
heat'll
pleased.
split them.
Yeah. Very pleased that that's to not do that. I may have to I may have to put this on. This may be the third one on my intentional candela list. Tony, all he would tell me, he's like, because of, and I get what he's talking about with the various, spice notes. And all he said was, the way that you guys like spice, I think y'all are going to really like the mean green.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't want to take me more than that, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
Because he didn't tell me what type of spice at all. But I think
it's not too spicy because you guys know that's not my favorite thing, right? Like,
right. It's the, like you said earlier, it's that complex. I like the word confusing that you said. I think in this point, I think it's a good confusing in this one.
Yeah, that's what I meant by it. Like it's very pleasant, but I'm like, oh, what's going on? Like, there's a lot of stuff happening here.
And it's like deceiving to the eye too, because we're used to that grassy, fresh cut taste.
It doesn't taste like what your brain tells you it should taste like.
Right.
That's the part I'm saying. It's like, what's going on here?
That's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
It's like, this is probably going to give me a second cigar to put in this conversation when I say what I'm about to say, because every time we have one that kind of does that, I have started referencing Fortaleza Libre's Sun Country, because it's a Connecticut that is not a Connecticut. So it hits you with, the extra spices and pepper, and you're like, what the hell's going on? This, I think I'm going to have to throw in that conversation of a perceptual surprise because it does not give you the flavors that you expect, but it's in the best way possible.
Is
Like,
that Sun Country that's the one with the double wrapper, right? He's got a Habano underneath a Connecticut or something, and that's what makes it
if
spicy.
I'm not, I think you're correct because it's either I think it's a San Andres underneath, but it's
Okay.
I think
It's one or the other. It doesn't matter, but that's the one though where he's got like a Connecticut rat. He's double wrapped, I think, right? Or is
yeah.
it just his
There's
binder? Or is he
because yeah,
using two
remember him
wrappers?
telling the story that I think it's his binder actually, but I know there's a very drastic comparison because he mentioned on the show that the guys down at the
At the
factory
factory, he said
were
he was crazy.
calling him crazy, calling him stupid. He didn't know what he's doing. This wasn't going to work. And then they were all like, "My bad, this works."
Yeah.
He's the number one seller.
Number one, yeah. So,
Yeah, that's funny.
but I like stuff like that. You know, it's where it's not expected. You kind of have, and straightforward cigars, linear cigars are fantastic as long as the flavor's there. But you know, it's just fun. I don't know. There's no other. It's not like it's trick to it. It's just fun to smoke something and
Yeah, see, so for me, I like this cigar is fine, but for me, I like the bell ringer.
dude,
Just
we set the bar so high bringing that on
yeah,
so
I
early.
think so. And this it's not that I don't like this, but it's probably has a little more spice in the profile than I like. But I can appreciate it does have like softer edges. I don't even know if that makes sense. Because I can
Oh,
retro it without any trouble, but I don't love all the things that are going on.
so by in this presence, you mean softer edge? You talking about like how the profiles mixing in? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, like as far as like when I retro it, it's not so overpowering that my eyes are watering or things like that. Um, so somehow you're getting strong, bold flavors, but they're softened up. I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
get that.
It almost resembles like the fire cured like style. You know, you get that
Mm,
that kind of blast of the flavor, but it's just like that subtleness. It's kind of
Yeah,
resembles that a little bit with me. I don't know if that's something that they
that's
did. Because you know, fire cured cigars are totally different in the taste and the
yeah,
way
they
they
are.
blend together. You know, kind
they
of
almost remind me of like smoked brisket. That taste that when someone uses the raw, like when they use the pucks instead of the good stuff.
Oh
That
yeah,
mesquite, overly mesquitey. That's I've never really been a huge fan of the fire cured because it reminds me of that. I get that flavor. I don't like it.
yeah. I've tried those a few times, and I'm kind of right there with you.
It's not. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not my favorite thing. If you
Right.
gave me one and I didn't have a cigar, I'd smoke it gladly. But
I There's a very short list of cigars that we would not smoke if
not
you gave me a
smoke.
free one,
Right, right. But if I don't have a cigar and you hand me any cigar, I'm probably gonna smoke it.
except for a quorum.
Yeah, probably throw that out. There's a couple others actually, but
I know
that one's definitely on the
that
list.
one's definitely on the do not smoke list.
Yeah.
There's a lot of cigars I'll put like if it's horrible, I'm like, okay, I'm willing to try this a couple more times because you want to make sure you don't get a fluke or.
Yep.
Well, everyone, I did that with quorum, and it was pre-box press, so I don't think I have any of those comments in the app, but I did that. I was like, because for what they are, Drew Estate's factory smokes, they're cheap, but they're decent cheap cigars. So I was like,
Yeah.
well, let me try the quorum, and I had the same thought process, but after 3 or 4, I was like, this is just turd. So it is what it is. But there's some people that like them, and more power to them because somebody's buying them. They're still making them. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Or Chad, or anybody that I'm really good friends with.
And surprisingly, those factory smokes, I think, smoke a little better than $2 or whatever they are.
I did not say this, so this isn't out of my head, and I forget who it was, but the factory smokes tend to smoke for me like the brick house fumas. and it's the same concept because they're basically taking the short fillers left from premium blends. The difference is where the Brickhouse Fumas is literally taking it from their,
Brickhouse.
flagship
From one
Brickhouse
blend, right?
Yep.
one blend, where the factory smokes, they're taking them from several blends and they're just categorizing them into the Maduro, the sweet,
Yep.
in general. But it's the same concept, and I think that's probably why it smokes as well as it does. Is it's not simple scrappings like some are. I think it's more accurately true short fillers, and it's just the trimmed ends. It's not, so you're getting a little bit more specific.
I think there's some long leaf in those too. I mean, there's no way they can burn the way they do without having.
I agree.
They're not just short filler. There's no way.
Yeah, they say short filler, but I agree. There's got to be enough in there to make it burn as well as it does.
For me, at the end of the day, construction is king. So, like you were talking about cigars you won't smoke. There's cigars that I think taste good that I won't smoke because I've smoked too many of them and had to leave them in the ashtray. So it just makes me mad, and
Yeah,
I just don't even want to fight with brands like that.
Yeah.
So I just leave them in the ashtray. Pass them over, spend my money elsewhere. There's lots of choices, right? As we all know.
Yeah.
and that's why on the ratings there's different points. You got the flavor, you draw the burn appearance. I may rate one that the construction is great, so it may be in the 80s, but the flavor is down, 40, 50, 60. But somebody else may like the flavor, and that construction's gonna hold up and let them have an enjoyable smoke with palate differences. But construction goes a long way.
For sure. Well, I mean, if you don't have good construction, you can't really taste the cigar anyway. If you're fighting, uneven burns and all that, you're not smoking what you're supposed to be smoking in the way it's supposed to be smoked.
Exactly. So, So mine's happening later than the both of y'all, but it just happened to me because I was prepared to disagree with my profile on the leather, but it's finally starting to come to me now.
Yeah.
It took a lot longer. I'm getting down here, but it is just now starting to come through. But it did it the same way where you said when you started realizing more leather, it was the coffee and spice kind of tapered off. Is that right?
Yep.
It's
That chalkiness definitely went away, and that leather was very prominent.
So you didn't get, because I wasn't getting the leather with the chalk either.
No.
So really, we got three different profiles. Like the first inch was where we had some of that other good stuff, and then it went to chalk, and then now we're more at like just leather and leather and pepper.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a aftertaste in my mouth. I'm trying to put
it's
not bad either. It's a good aftertaste. Like I'm trying to put a flavor to it.
It's almost like I can't even remember what cigar that we did this on, but it was it's not the flavor point that cardamom gives you, but that lingering that cardamom can give you. I'm getting the same behavior, but I can't pinpoint what the actual flavor change is that came with that leather here at the end.
What did we establish that cardamom was? Because I'm not a baker.
Cardamom, it's a cooking spice, but it's
like an allspice
in a way, because it's in a lot of like Indian Mediterranean dishes, but it's usually not by itself often. So it's more of a cooking versus a baking spice, more of that savory type of thing. So it has a tendency to, it's not a strong spice, it's a flavorful spice, and it tends to linger.
Yeah, I could get down with that because it's not, to your point, like baking. It's almost, to use Justin's word, umami. What's he say? Like
umami.
It's almost a meaty,
like
a meaty flavor, but it's stuck on my tongue.
Yeah,
it's strange.
It is holding on, and it was not doing that at the beginning. So that's. Definitely
It's
can't
not
say this is
unpleasant though. It's not a bad flavor.
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was telling you guys earlier, if something leaves a bad taste in my mouth, I don't like it. That's a hard no for me. When I'm done, if it tastes like that,
Yeah.
Definitely not a linear cigar. And if you look at the time of where we're at on this show, I didn't say it to jinx it, but I was afraid this might smoke a little too quick, just being a candela because they tend to burn
I
fast.
was too, and the size had me concerned too.
And it's not. This is still. I mean, based on puff speed, this is still gonna be a.
Whoa. That came right through the computer.
Easily,
Right.
you could say 1:10 for sure.
Yeah.
If not a few minutes more. That's how
I mean,
slow you go.
even if you're smoking too fast, you're still probably going to get 45, 50 minutes out of this if you're over puffing. I mean, it's burning. Again, homage to Tony's construction style, but it's.
I can't say enough good things about every cigar I've tried of his has been this on point for construction. So I don't think we've had any with issues, have we? This is the third one we've done on the show, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the fourth because we actually, yeah.
Well, technically the fourth
Yeah.
because we did what we re-recorded.
But I've smoked
show,
four. I
but
smoked
we
smoked four of his blends, and the construction's been phenomenal on all of them. So
because we tried to do the bell ringer on the show, and in the middle of the show we had some major technical issues. Ryan wasn't on that. It was just me, you, and Tony that first time we tried, right?
Yeah, it was just all three.
Is to the point. Talk about technical issues. Then when we redid the show, we had to. It wasn't like a shut off and come back, and we did it on a different date. And he came back with a whole new computer. Like that's the kind of issues he had in the middle of the show. It just talk about bad timing, but it was great because we got to learn about him and that bell ringer. I almost hate that we did that cigar first because we set our Still City bar so high.
So high, yeah.
Bell ringer is fantastic.
it's a good cigar for sure.
But it's proven there's consistency in how he builds his cigars and how he blends them. So I'm glad it wasn't just a one blend fluke.
So I forgot who he said does his. Where does he have his cigars rolled? Does Casa de Sueños have their own factory?
Yeah, it's not Casa de Sueños, because that's what I thought when we had David Skelton on, or no, it was after David Skelton. We were talking about the TCR. That was my assumption because of his dealings with Casa de Sueños, but it wasn't. Oh, while I'm looking, unrelated, this is molded as a 6x46. I just found it.
6x46.
46.
So would that be Corona?
It's technically that's technically a Corona Gorda, so you were correct.
Corona Gorda. That
So-
Lonsdale usually just a little longer, I think.
Lonsdale
Smaller
is
ring gauge,
usually-
44 by 6.5, or
So yeah, it's so where you're, and I know there's some of this starts blending, but like your traditional Corona is like 643, the Corona Gorda is like 646. The Lonsdale is supposed to kind of meet in that middle, but sometimes they're so close they kind of get misinterpreted as one or the other. But I call it a Lonsdale if it's like just a hair longer, like a 6.5 by 44, something like that. That kind of like slightly bigger, slightly longer than a Corona, but it's not all the way to a Corona Gorda. I know you're pinching hairs here when you're talking about one or two.
I always guess between the two because it's usually one of them. I can't tell half the time.
Yeah, if you're
Kinda
not
looks
measuring and
like-
somebody hadn't told you, they are really close.
They don't carry a little ring gauge thing around, stick it in there. See
Right.
what it is.
I do like the
I'm,
fact that I got down to the nub and I don't really have heat on it. Man, I'm pretty far
Yep.
now.
Same way, yeah.
It really doesn't
Okay,
have
hold-
the heat on the lips, which is actually nice.
You can hold it right there.
Yeah.
I am looking because I'm looking in my text with Tony when we were talking about stuff after TCR. I'm trying to find it because I think I can't remember if he told us in person or if he said it in text when we were talking about what factor he uses. And I know he told us. If it's not in here, he may have just told us. Oh, yeah. Here it is. Where all of his the other line, Casa de Sueños, is blended at De Los Reyes. Most of the Steel City line is at the Divine Leaf factory in Nicaragua.
Okay. Right on.
Divine Leaf. So he just says most, so I can't verify which ones. I didn't ask him to break it down which one's done, but so this may be a Divine Leaf as well, but it's different from where Casa de Sueños is rolled at.
Well, kudos to them because, like I said, all 4 blends I've had, the draw is impeccable and the construction.
Yeah.
This has turned out to be. I said it about the halfway point in the first third, whatever, that I was adding. Probably going to add this as my number 3. I think I am adding as my number 3. I would definitely, as a guy that's not a Candela guy, I would 100% smoke this again, and I will.
Yeah. No, it was a good smoke. Very enjoyable. I wish the beginning would have stayed a little longer with all those flavor explosions. I wish it had gone like halfway through like that.
Yeah, because that was fantastic.
Yeah, it was a lot to just capture, when we first lit it.
That's why none of us were talking. We're like, what's going on here?
I mean, we're going to go back and there's a chance, and I hope people have made it through the show, but there's a chance that we could lose people at the beginning of the show because we were so hyper-focused on trying to figure out what we were pulling out of this.
100%.
Which is good notes to the cigar.
Yeah. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
I think there was a point there may be a point that I don't know if any of us were actually looking up at the camera because we were all just staring at this thing, like trying to figure out what is in this thing that we are enjoying. It's so intriguing.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it was a good review.
It was a good review. Definitely a review show.
Yeah.
100%. It's a solid one, man.
Yeah.
Well, kudos to Tony, and said this on the other shows. If y'all have not heard of Steel City, I said we missed that mark until we learned about the Texas Cigar Roadshow, and that was our intro into it. But if y'all haven't tried Steel City, I recommend going to find some. And it won't take as hard of a Google search anymore because he did say on the last show that he's now gotten to more shops and more things, so it's becoming easier and easier to find. He's based in Texas, so I know there's several shops in Texas, but there's other ones online now that are now selling them as well. So they're getting out there. So should be easier for you to get your hands on some. But definitely worth going to try. Like I said, we're very consistent on Steel City so far. So
yeah,
construction is A+.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, we're like an hour and 10 in, and I just put mine down. I mean, that was good.
Yeah, I just finally put mine down, too.
And I've probably got another 5-10 minutes before I have to.
Yeah.
I mean, fantastic appearance, fantastic perception. Well, I agree with Chad. This is a good review show. It's very much a review show. It wasn't as much of a shit talk show as it was cigar talk show, which is great when we can do that because that's homage to whatever we're smoking, that we are able to continue talking without just trying to shoot fluff and buy time. We're legitimately discussing the cigar in and out of this show because it's a lot more complex. Chad's verbiage of it being a positively confusing cigar, I think, is right on point.
Jambalaya.
Yeah.
Jambalaya. So
it's a great blind review. For sure.
It's very great.
Yep.
So, well, again, gents, I appreciate y'all coming on, hanging out. It's fun when we don't do a show, but I love it when we can have a show like this. And I think anybody that made it through the boring part of us staring at the cigar got to watch a really great review show. Good information. So, another good showdown, and back to life till the next one. So, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Everybody out there watching, thanks for coming on. Say it all the time. We love your feedback. You can drop comments down on the show, or you can email us at thehollowdown@gmail.com. Love to hear from you, whatever you have to say. And until next time, stay safe and hollow down.
Take care, everybody.
Later.